understand what that means. So, the general here is that you've all been down to the museum and know that the chiller plant is a separate little yard down here. It's about next to the dog park, and there's a couple of air-cooled chillers and some piping running up to the building. Since the building's expanding in that direction, they got to go away, right? So we'll talk about where they go on the roof, but just note that that's part of it and has to be phased. It obviously goes without saying, all cooling must remain active. There's temporary chiller connections that we'll be able to utilize to keep things running. So that's the way that's got to be. We worked with the acoustician, so duct sizes largely are going to be at lower velocities to go by the sound level requirements. But this is a hybrid system where this will have both air distribution and under floor radiant cooling in these common areas here. And then those would be on the piping plans naturally. But want to let you know when you're looking at CFM a square foot, or you're trying to, hey, is there enough cooling in here? You have to marry up the two to get the total load. The other big thing is that this to me is a giant food machine with all the kitchens, 4 levels of kitchens. They're all going to be VAV kitchen hood systems. So we do have some common ducting. Just be cognizant there of how much we have to navigate vertically. Again, in these shafts, it is really tight, and then the ceiling are tight down here. Again, all coordinated. So we have a first level kitchen here, and then this is a integrated VAV kitchen hood system. Moving up a level, you can see it's kind of just basic air distribution along the perimeter, linears, keeping it fancy. But we went to the level of putting bottom of duct because this had to do with penetrations or holding tight to steel. Okay. Moving up another level, you have a back house kitchen here with multiple kitchen hoods tethered to one exhaust duct riser. I think in some cases too, we tried to partition the shafts so that you don't have to rate. Like the radians are going to be lined up with the type of duct system that it is. So keeping the exhaust duct separate from the supply ducts. Moving up another level, you can see we called out a lot of like maybe no fly zones or areas where again it's tight. Look out for transitions. Sound attenuators are in here, duct sound attenuators. Again, those are a combination of sizing with the acoustician. So look for those between the two sets of specs. The new air handlers. Let's see. Again, a lot of perimeter. I do want to bounce. Keep going up. More kitchen space, common hood system ducted together. Let's see. Okay, so from a piping scheme, the radiant floor has been laid out. I'll say laid out multiple times with the manufacturers. So they're, Watts Radiant Uponor, is familiar with, they laid this out, but obviously have to be privy to the maximum lengths of piping. So the way it's circuited is pretty important, and where it comes back to manifolds. As you think about the constructability of this, just keep in mind the circuiting of it is important. Okay, spacing, all that. It's very closely coordinated with the amount of BTUs available for it. Hot water reheat on the VAVs. So it's pretty straightforward. Again, more of the radiant floor system. This level. So then you have this area well where the air-cooled chillers are sitting up on a stand, and that I think it's pretty straightforward. You have some exterior piping. We have some condensing units and everything out here. So between the generator and the chillers, this is the heat rejection area. Again, the selection of those units was critical to the sound levels that would be radiated out of this area. So, I think that, again, I'm trying to call close attention to the quality of this project just as much as the quantity. We have more radiant floor up here in the event space. And then there's a nice enlarged mechanical room plan, lots of ductwork. There is a little bit of, I guess, coordination to do with the exteriors. I think in this project too, now we had replaced the boilers in the other project, but I see we have B2 still in this one. Because I think there was a previous boiler replacement, but there's going to be some other work done here with the fluid systems going on.
That's correct. Boiler 2 will need to be replaced in the existing museum.
Okay.
Along with those pumps, I believe, are part of that also.
Yep. Yeah, it's just that we broke out one of the other. This was broken out at one point in time, but now it's back. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Riser diagrams, all good stuff, controls, schedules, everyth's there. Okay, so one thing we did that you should be aware of is we sort of recreated the Halton kitchen hood control diagrams. The breakaway is they're going to provide you with the control devices and the controllers, but then you guys have to wire it up. So that's why that's all on here. We did our best to try to show a cutoff of who does what. So everything is to the best of our ability coordinated with the manufacturer. There is a secondary manufacturer you can go to, but again, this was all coordinated around Halton. So it's really important that you understand how this system is designed and has a UL design for these CFMs. So if you deviate from that, it again, things cascade into another direction. It's really important that we keep that in mind. That's what I had for mechanical. So I don't know, Ron.
Questions?
I'm sorry, I cut you off there.
No worries. I was just seeing if anyone from the Beck team had any questions about the design, anything they wanted to dive into.
Hey, Dominic, this is Andy. I was just curious, is there anything fire smoke damper rated devices or just fire anything smoke control systems, anything like that on this one? I didn't see anything, but
No.
okay, good.
Okay.
Could I just bring up one thing, Dominic? So, obviously the existing air handling units are serviced by the chiller yard that's outside the building. Dominic mentioned that the museum is requiring that to remain online throughout the duration of the project. Obviously, their galleries are being run by it. So essentially, all of the air handling units begin kind of at the mezzanine level of the ground floor in the existing building. So the intent and you can see Dominic showing the connection underground that currently exists, and it goes up through a shaft just north of the restrooms existing, and it goes up to this mezzanine, and then it gets distributed to the third floor units as well. So with our new building marrying up directly adjacent to the existing building, we're still maintaining that kind of like connection point at the mezzanine of the existing building. So what's happening is from the chiller yard, your chilled water piping is going down the exterior, kind of in a sandwich between the existing building and the new building, and then it turns into the mezzanine space to minimize like pipe run, and it never goes outside the building. It's all kind of married up with each other. So it'll be important. Like we've surveyed it from the mezzanine side of the existing building of where those penetrations are expected, but that's kind of a critical item to kind of marry these two systems together.
Yeah, I was trying to find where we showed those going up. I guess it's kind of shown right here. Okay. I hand it over to somebody like Ron? Do you have drawings pulled up electrically?
I do have some drawings pulled up, yeah.
Great.
This
Okay.
is Steve Hurst with the Beck Group. Was there, I came in slightly late on this, was there a discussion on the existing chill water plant and the routing to maintain with the building envelope, the new building envelope?
Yeah, with the routing to go outside to get to this point, there was,
Recording in progress.
oh boy. There was, during the time of construction is what you're talking about,